I'm just waiting another minute to give people a chance to hop on because it's not quite time. So if you're already on, thanks for hopping on and joining us, and we'll get started in just a second. Okay, it's just a little bit past 8:30, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Um, um, my name is Carissa Culbertson, and I am an Emerald coach with Team Beachbody. And you might not know what that means right now, and that's totally fine. We'll kind of get to a little bit of that later. So first of all, thanks for taking the time to watch this webinar. Please feel free to share it with anybody that you think might be interested or could benefit a little bit from some of the information. And I promise not to take too much of your time. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you, or try to, and we'll get started. So let's see. Okay. So hopefully you can see that. And yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, so what I want to talk to you about today is how to become physically, mentally, and financially fit through coaching, and that is with Team Beachbody. Now that's kind of a lot, so that almost sounds like you're perfect, right? Well, that's really not what this is. Being fit doesn't mean that you're perfect, and that's really what we're going to talk a little bit about. But what I do want you to know is that being a coach can help not only you, but other people too, in all of these different areas, physically, mentally, and financially. And that's really what we're going to dive into. And I picked this picture because these are some members of my team, and this was taken just a few weeks ago in Nashville at our coach summit that we have every year. And what I want you to know is I had only met one of these people before I went to Nashville. I knew them all. I felt like I knew them all, and I mean, I did, really just through coaching and all of the relationships I built, really just through phone calls and chatting online and team calls and our groups. And my coach is right down there in the front, and I've known her for several years, and she's the one who invited me to this opportunity. But we're going to get into a little bit of the fun that we have a little bit later. So that I thought was a good way to kind of show you what it's all about. So before we get too much into that, I want to tell you a little bit about me. I am a full-time teacher. I teach first grade, and I'm getting ready to start my 14th year of teaching. I love teaching. I've known that I wanted to be a teacher ever since I was little, playing school at home, babysitting. I just always liked kids and helping other people. When I got older, I tutored. I just always knew that I wanted to be a teacher. And so I just can't imagine ever giving that up. It's what I want to do for the rest of my life until I retire. And so I'm perfectly happy being a teacher. I want you to know that first and foremost. I'm also married. We just celebrated our 10-year anniversary here a few days ago, actually. And I have 2 kids. Cody is 7, and he's going to be in 2nd grade at my school. And Lily is 4, and she will be in preschool. So they keep me very busy. I'm also a Christian. That's a huge part of our lives. And, my walk has changed a little bit and evolved, especially since I've become a mom. I think I've realized how much more important it is to be involved in the church. And, it's almost makes me feel a little selfish because I get so much out of it. It's really important to us as a family. I live here in Central Illinois with my family. I haven't always lived here. I'm not a hometown girl. I've always lived in Illinois, but not in Central Illinois. I'm originally from a little bit further north. And actually we ended up here because that's where I met my husband, and this is just where we stayed. He's not from here either. I'm a former yo-yo dieter, and I know that's important to mention because we are going to be talking about our health and being physically fit. I have really tried, I don't want to say everything, but I've tried a lot, and Beachbody was the thing that actually worked and made sense and was healthy, because a lot of the things I tried were not healthy. I did Weight Watchers, which can be healthy, but I didn't make it healthy. I cheated the system and used the points how I wanted to use them. Sometimes I worked out, sometimes I didn't. I did go to the gym sometimes, but that wasn't consistent either. I tried counting calories with different apps, but I didn't really know what to eat. And then I would get frustrated halfway through the day when I would use up my calories because I didn't know how to meal plan or prep. I didn't really know what was good for me. I would eat, lean cuisines and 100-calorie packs and thinking that that was good if it said, no fat, low fat, or no calorie. I even tried things like when I was in high school. I remember my mom found diet pills in my dresser drawer. I never took them, but I had bought them and I wanted to, and I was scared to because I knew the risks of some of them. And it just stems from emotional eating and just really learning and adopting the wrong habits. And so it really took this whole Beachbody thing to teach me what are good habits, and that I've stuck with for over a year now. That has worked. Like I said, I went to the U of I, so I am an Illini and a Cardinal fan. I was kind of an adopted Cardinal fan because my husband is from more southern Illinois near St. Louis. And so now our whole family has evolved into Cardinal fans. And I just really enjoy doing things with my family. We went camping a lot this summer, so that's become something we've gotten to share with our kids now that they're a little bit older. They really like that. I'm a runner. I did complete my first half marathon in the spring, so I was pretty proud of that. I enjoy reading all different kinds. I like to do professional and personal development. That's something else that I've learned a little bit more about how good it can be for you through Beachbody. But I also enjoy reading fiction. I like to read to my kids. I like to read Harry Potter and the Hunger Games, all those series. I really like a good series. And I love to play games. I like to play board games. We actually just played croquet tonight. I like to play outdoor games, card games. So I'm really enjoying the different games that my kids are starting to learn as they get a little bit older too, and we go through the different stages of that. So family game night is a fun time in our house. Video games, Pokemon's big right now. You can relate to that, moms. So that's a little bit about me. So let's talk a little bit about my team. My team is named Learn, Love, Let Go. And really those 3 things just mean a lot to me. I'm a lifelong learner, not just because I'm a teacher, but just because I think it's important to never stop learning about yourself and others and things that you're interested in. But love is also super important. You have to love what you do. You have to show love for other people and love for yourself. And then let go, meaning you just have to let go and realize the things that matter and the things that don't matter, and just quit holding on to the things that are holding you back. And that's really where that name came from. So what is it all about? Well, it's about motivation for yourself to continue and reach your goals, no matter what they are, and motivate others that are on your team as well as challengers. Friendships, that first picture I showed you speaks a lot about that. I've made a lot of new friends on my team and also through challengers. So I've met a lot of new people and I've helped them reach their goals, which makes me feel good, which is why I say a lot that I think this coaching thing is a little selfish, because I get so much joy out of helping other people. And I know that sounds kind of sappy or whatever, but it's really true. But I know that they're benefiting too. And that's, I think, the biggest reason why I love doing what I do. And that's kind of where that empowerment comes from, knowing that I can reach my goals, I can make this happen. I might be just a mom or a teacher, but I can do some other things too, and I can use the skills that I have to help me and my family and others. Accountability. This is what I tell a lot of people when I talk to them about the coaching opportunity, and they say, well, I can't do that because, I can't follow a plan or whatever, and I can't stick to it. Well, if you want to stick to something, become a coach, because you will be accountable. I mean, I check in every day with my challengers and I feel so much more accountable as their coach. I am honest with them, and when I slip up, of course, I tell them that, but it really keeps me on track most of the time. And so that's a huge thing. Financial freedom, that's a big one for me too. You can benefit from this business financially, and I have some goals and things that I want to provide for my family. I want to pay for my kids' college. I wasn't, I had to pay. I'm still paying on my loans, and I would really like to set them up for success if I can. And my husband wants to do the same thing, so we're working really hard to make that happen. Just different things that we want to do to provide for our family, and this is kind of an outlet that might be able to make that happen. Positive energy, that's super important, and I think hopefully you're getting that vibe that this whole business is just a really positive thing. Our team culture, just like that picture shows, we have a lot of fun, we support each other, we're positive. All these things are positive, good things. And self-love. So if you don't have very much confidence, the challenge groups that we're going to be talking about and this whole sense of a team can really help you with that. And it helped me with a lot with that too. I never thought I'd be doing a webinar like this over a year ago, and now here I am doing it. So I've gained a lot of confidence in myself. So let's talk a little bit about what is a coach and what is not a coach, and hopefully dispel some of those myths or preconceived notions that you might have, that I had too when I first talked to my coach about doing this. So what is a coach? A coach is a leader. So you will be helping other people. So you are a motivator. You are a regular person. I think that is probably the most important thing. So yeah, there are some coaches that, like the top coaches, I had never heard of them before I started, but once I got started, I thought, well, I can't ever be that. Well, maybe that's not what I want to be, but honestly, those people are regular people too. I've heard them speak, I've seen them, and they might be up on a stage, but they are regular people. And when you hear them speak, you can tell that they really are. Coaches can be moms or dads, students, military wives. You could be working full-time like I am, or you could be a stay-at-home parent, or you could be working part-time. So any combination of these things. So a coach is anybody, really. What isn't a coach? So these were some of the things that I was a little bit worried about. A coach does not have to be a fitness expert or a nutritionist. Now, what I will say is that since becoming a coach, I have become a lot more interested in learning about fitness and nutrition. And so I have done some of my own research on that so that I can know more and help my challengers more, but I'm by no means an expert. A coach is not a personal trainer. You are not responsible for teaching them what kind of workouts to do. You do not have to be at your goal weight. A lot of people think that they have to, and honestly, after talking to lots of different coaches at different areas in their journey, their fitness journey, what I have found is that people that are still on that road and still trying to reach their goal, whether it be weight or whatever, they're more relatable than the people who appear to have reached their goals. It's hard for somebody starting out to relate, I think, to somebody that has already had a lot of success. Now, when they share their story and you realize they haven't always been that way, that obviously makes a difference. But it's just important for you to know you don't have to be a super fit person. You have to be on that journey and walking the walk and trying every day and being, holding yourself accountable and being honest about it. But you don't have to be there yet, like that accountability thing I was talking about. You don't have to be a sales expert. I've never sold anything in my life except when I worked at a retail store. You don't have to be business savvy. You don't have to be perfect. And you don't have to be the same as anybody else or as another coach. So common fears of coaching. This has a lot to do with the what is not a coach. No one will want to join me. I'm afraid of what others will think of me. I don't have sales experience. I don't have any Facebook friends. The thing I like to tell people here is when I started, I didn't have very many friends either, maybe a couple hundred. And actually one of the top coaches, I think the top coach in our business, when she started, she had less than 100 friends. So that is not important when you're starting. I'm scared to post on Facebook. I won't have enough support and training. I don't have time. That was one of my biggies as a mom that's working, that has other things going on. I'm not at my goal weight or in shape. I'm not a fitness or nutrition professional. So those are common fears. So what I want you to know is pretty much everybody that starts has at least one or all of these fears. And once you start, you'll realize there's no need to fear any of these things because there's an answer to all of them. So one of those answers is a challenge group. This is the bread and butter of this business. If you are currently a challenger, hopefully you know what a challenge group is. If you've not, then what you need to know is that it's a place that's filled with motivation, inspiration, love, knowledge, and all the support needed to reach goals you've only dreamed of. And this is really true. I didn't really get what a challenge group was when I started because I'd never done one, but it is what turned me on to this business. And it is also what has helped me stay on track with my own health. It's what got me going, and it makes it fun. You know that you're not in it alone. So what happens is the coach runs this group, hopefully every month. Every day you're posting. It can be on Facebook, or there's an app now that it can be done with too. The coach is posting something every day. We try to make it fun. Sometimes we do prizes. We share recipes. We share tips on meal planning, motivating, and just what are you struggling with? And we check in every day with each other. How was your day? What did you eat? How much water did you drink? Those kinds of things. So we're in contact with each other. And so when I talked about making friendships, this is how it kind of happens because we're checking in every day with each other, and it's quick. You're not going to be sitting on your phone all day. It's not going to take a ton of time, but it's just going to be that little extra boost to keep you on track and to know that you're not alone. And that if you are having trouble within an area, you've got not only a coach, but other people to help you through it too. So the programs and the products. So what happens is when you start, your coach will help you, or if you're the coach, you're going to help your challengers to pick a program to get started with. Shakeology can come with all of the programs, and that's what we highly recommend. I could probably do an entire webinar just on Shakeology. It's really been the game changer for me. When I first started, I had never heard of it. I thought it was just a protein drink because I was using protein powder here and there in my drinks very inconsistently, or I was drinking like the Special K drinks and things like that. It's not that at all. It has so much more. There's superfoods in it to help boost your immunity. I stopped having to take vitamins because you get all your daily vitamin needs in this drink. It is a meal replacement, but I don't really promote it as that because I drink it as like a mid-morning or mid-afternoon snack. So I feel like when people hear meal replacement, they feel like they're going to be just drinking shakes all day, and that's not true. You're just going to drink one a day, and it's replacing your vitamins. It's replaced lots of prescriptions, like face cream for me. It's helped my skin. I haven't been sick in over a year, so about since the time I started it. And as a teacher, that's kind of crazy to think about. It's got digestive enzymes to help your whole system work just how it's supposed to. And so you can see all the ingredients in this picture right here. It's a lot. So it's just really good for you. It's got everything that you need to stay on track, because when your body is getting everything that it needs, then it's not going to crave the stuff that it doesn't. You may have seen those things like on Pinterest or Facebook about, if you're craving this, it's because you're deficient in a certain vitamin or nutrient. And so when you're drinking Shakeology, you're not going to be deficient, and therefore your cravings will diminish greatly. And that's what I found. The DVD program. So these are at-home workouts. There's all different kinds that you can choose from, and that's really what the coach is there for, is to help the challenger pick the right program for them based on their goals. Anybody can go to Walmart or go online and buy a program, and then maybe it's not the right one for them, right? Because they didn't know exactly what it was. They just read the back of it and thought it sounded cool. Or, you get it home and you're like, now what? So these are our programs and products, or some of them, and that's really what the coach is there for, is to help you. So here's some more. We do have Beachbody on demand. So we have digital access to streaming different workouts. Some of them have the entire program on it. So if it's somebody that travels or likes to stream workouts online, we offer that. There's different equipment and accessories you can get. There's the 3-day refresh, which is Beachbody's version of a cleanse that's really popular, because when you think of cleanse, you think of drinking gross drinks and juices all day, and with this one you actually get to eat. And there's other supplements too. So we have a performance line, and we have the Shakeology boosts. I really like the focused energy, so that really helps me, especially when I get back to school and I have the really long days and meetings. So I put that in my Shakeology, and instead of that jittery caffeine feeling, it gives me some sustained energy. So there are just a ton of different products that we offer. And I think this slide is super cool to show you that Beachbody's been around for a while, and you can see all these different programs that they've introduced through the years. And what I think is so cool is these programs don't go away. So yes, they keep adding new ones, but the older ones are still around and people are still doing them. So maybe you've heard of Insanity with Shaun T. That was one of the first ones released, or Turbo Fire. Those are super popular. So they're still around now. So people have been doing them. P90, there's so many different versions of P90, P90X, P90X3, just because, guess what? They work, right? So people have used them and gotten awesome results. And that's what we as coaches are here for, is to help them through it. And since there's so many programs, to help them pick the right one based on their needs, based on limitations, based on time, based on everything. So that's our job as coaches, is to help them pick the right one. So you may have been wondering about this part, and it's important to talk about. So let's talk about money. This is one of my coaches, Amanda, and I'm going to share her story just because she's been in the business longer than I have, so you can see the growth in hers over a few years. So she's comparing her income from the month of February, from when she started in 2014 up to 2016. And you can see that's an actual snapshot of her online statement, what she was earning each week in those months. And you can see it's about doubling every month. So obviously there is great potential in this. It depends on obviously how much effort and work you put into it. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit more also. So there is definitely room to grow in this business financially. So I do want to share with you a little bit of my financial success story. Last year was my first summer as a Beachbody coach. I started a challenge group in March. In April, I signed up for the discount. And then by like the middle of June, as school was starting to get out, I went to my coach and I was like, all right, Megan, I think I'm ready to do this. Like, school's almost out. I've got people asking me what I've been doing. I think I want to give this coaching thing a try. So I guess you could say I started sort of in May. I started training and learning more about the coaching thing. And I had a couple friends sign up with me in May, and then more so in June was my first real month. And then by the end of July, we were going on this vacation. Now, I had already bought our tickets, I think before I had even started a challenge group in March. We were welcoming our new nephew, and he lives in Florida. He wasn't due until July, and we bought tickets to go meet him. So he was supposed to be born beginning of July. We were going to go at the end for a family vacation and meet him. Well, he was born early. He came in May, and I knew that we really had to make it happen, but I was super nervous because We don't take a lot of trips like this. We do a lot of staycations. We do a lot of like weekend trips where we can drive, little things here and there. This would have been and was our biggest splurge in spending for a family vacation. And honestly, I wasn't really sure how we were going to pay for it. I put it on a credit card thinking, well, we can maybe get into our savings a little bit, or we'll just have to pay it off gradually, which I don't really like to do. But we did it, right? Well, my financial success story, my first milestone happened pretty early in my business. So like I said, I started mid-May, and by the end of July, we went on our trip. And I had made enough money in that time just from Beachbody coaching to pay for all 4 of our plane tickets there and back. So I didn't have to worry about it. So we, that and even some of the hotels. So I really didn't have to worry about how we were going to pay for it because Beachbody paid for almost the entire trip as far as the airline and the hotel, which was the bulk of the expenses. And so that just really reassured me that I was, doing what I needed to do, and it's benefiting my family. So that's my financial success story that I wanted to share with you. So who are we looking for? Now you know a little about what it is. So who are we looking for? So look at these things and can you identify with any of these traits? So we're looking for self-starters. We're looking for dreamers, goal-oriented, team players, teachable, fun, and passionate. And hopefully none of these things really surprise you after everything I've told you about. We need self-starters, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be on your own. And hopefully you kind of get that vibe. So you can see these are more pictures of me and my team at Summit. We're a little goofy in the bottom. That's after our big workout on Broadway outside, our super workout with like 30,000 coaches and all the trainers. At the top was another night out of fun. In the corner, you can see we got to work out live with Tony Horton, which was really cool. And then that's my coach, Megan, and I, and that's us road tripping on the way to Nashville. So we have a good time. We're part of a team, and that's really what you need to know about is that's what this business is. You're joining a team. You're not on your own. So you will be, having your own business. It is yours, but you are part of a team as far as there's other people to help you out, right? And to help you reach make those dreams actual goals that you can reach. So how do you get started? So if this piqued your interest at all, you probably want to know what's involved in getting started. So the best thing to do is to sign up with a challenge pack. That way you are being a product of the product. We have 4 vital behaviors, and that's one of them. I think it just makes sense to be using the products and doing one of the programs to show that you are invested in this company. And if you do that, there is normally a $40 sign-up fee to become a coach, but when you buy a challenge pack, it's waived. So it's essentially free, and then you get the challenge pack. So what's a challenge pack? A challenge pack is a program with Shakeology. So I already told you a little bit about Shakeology. If you're not sure what program, we can of course talk about that, but 21 Day Fix is one of our most popular programs. It's just really great for so many people. There's modifications if there's needed, and then there's also a way to make it a little bit more intense. So it's a really great place to start. It's got the fitness and the nutrition with portion control, it's like the total package. So it's a really good place to start, and that's really one that I recommend to a lot of people. And it's 30-minute workouts, and when I first heard 30 minutes, I was like, that can't be possible. That's not enough time. I thought you had to work out for like an hour and a half. Not that I had time to do that, but I figured that was why I wasn't seeing results because I didn't have time to work out for an hour and a half. Trust me, 30 minutes is enough if you have the right nutrition and you're doing the right program. So that might be a good place for you to start. So you get signed up, you get your challenge pack, and now you're a coach. So now what? You're lost, right? No, you won't be. Right away, I will plug you into our team Facebook group. So Learn, Love, Let Go is my group I would put you in. On the screen here, you can see this is a screenshot of the coach I was telling you about, Amanda. Her team is called the Fit Warriors, so I would put you in that one. I would put you in the different groups from my coaches' team. So what is that for? It's, like I said, it's there to be part of a team, to support each other. When you have questions about what to do, we're there to help each other out. We work together. Sometimes we run the challenge groups together or take turns doing them. And so it's just really, like I said, it's a team. And so we work together. So we do need team players. You will not be alone. There's a New Coach University, which provides you with the training and the tools to get started so that you can learn about Beachbody, especially if you don't know much about it or maybe anything about it. New Coach University is going to help teach you about those things, but also teach you just about the business in general and how we do things and how not to be salesy, because that's not our goal. We're not salespeople. We're regular people, and we're just trying to share things that work to make people or to help them, on their health and fitness journey. That's what our job is. Our job is not to sell things. And I wouldn't want to do it if it was. Once you complete that, you're open for business. You're going to be ready to go. You'll be set up. You will start running a challenge group with me or with whatever coach you end up signing up with. So you still won't be all just hung out to dry. We'll get you going and make sure that you're okay. You can get hooked up with a success partner when you're ready. So that's somebody else that besides your coach that is just your partner that you can check in with however often you'd like to share ideas, and maybe also run groups together. So more of, instead of, we obviously have the whole team, but now you have one more person just to connect to a little bit more on a personal level. Tons of support. Hopefully you're hearing that over and over. You will not be alone. There is a lot of support. There's a lot of training and tools to provide you with. You'll make new friends, like I've talked about. There's lots of love. So this was not really something that I thought I would get out of it, but I really have. And I think it's probably probably the favorite thing that I have about coaching as far as making those new friends and helping people. So we also do weekly team calls. I think I told you a little bit about that. That's how I connected with so many people, even though I hadn't met them face to face. We hop on the different calls online, and we chat about different topics. Somebody leads the call and teaches us something, or we share ideas. We do different challenges and team building events like Summit I was telling you about, so that's always fun. There's Super Saturday events that we attend, and then we get together afterwards just to hang out. Recognition is another vital behavior. Product of the product was one, and recognition is another one that's really important in this business, to recognize other coaches when they do a job well done, and that comes in various forms. So recognizing each other on social media, sending cards to each other, sometimes little gifts. And Beachbody recognizes this too. So when you hit different milestones, either monthly or however often in your business, you get prizes from them too. So sometimes they're funny little bobbleheads, and sometimes they're samples of things, and sometimes it's a t-shirt or a bag or a cool water bottle. I mean, there's all different kinds of things that you can get recognized for. And accountability. So that is huge too. I think I already mentioned that. It's going to keep you on track with your goals as well. So in the next 24 hours, the person who invited you will follow up. So it might have been me that invited you, or maybe you saw my post. Maybe one of my coaches or a fellow team coach invited you to watch this webinar. And we're going to be following up with you and asking you, what did you like most about the presentation? So I want you to think about that. What was your biggest takeaway from it, or what did you learn? And then also, does Team Beachbody feel like a fit that could help you achieve your goals? And I'm talking any goals. So it's going to be different for each person. Could be a fitness or a health goal. Could be a financial goal. It could be a personal type growth goal that you have. Could be a variety of things. So think about what goals you have, and think about, does Team Beachbody align with those goals? Because that's what we're going to ask you about. So be thinking about that. What can becoming a coach do for me? And I don't think that's a selfish question to ask yourself. What can it do for you? What could it do for your family? What could it do for you in the future? That compound effect, if you continue to do what you're doing now, where will you be? But if you try something new, such as coaching, where could you be if you continue to that, say in a year, right? So think about those two different things and what the difference would be if you just continue doing the same thing, or if you give this thing a chance. What could happen? Also think about, who can I help? So as I was talking about some of those things, did you have some names kind of floating around in your head about who this could really work for, as far as whether it's the coaching thing or becoming a challenger? Who do you think of, family and friends, acquaintances, coworkers, Who popped in your head that you thought, oh, that this person could really benefit from a program like this or a challenge group to keep them accountable and keep them motivated, and I could really maybe be the person to help them. So whose name popped in your mind? And what are your goals and your dreams? And I feel like goals are things that you feel like you're going to do, and dreams are things like you wish you can do. And I feel like with this business, you can make your dreams your goals. And so think about that for a minute. What you're doing right now, can you make those dreams into goals? And how can that happen? Okay, so just think about those things. I know those are kind of big things, so just be thinking about that, like I said, in the next 24 hours, because either me or somebody else is going to be contacting you to ask you about those things, and so those are important to think about, I think. So let me unshare this screen, and I'm going to wrap it up. Okay, so thank you so much for jumping on and watching that. I hope that it gave you a little bit more insight into what this coaching thing is all about. Maybe you've heard me or seen my posts about it. Maybe you know somebody else who is a Beachbody coach. And so no matter what reason you hopped on, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you learned something. Like I said, if you enjoyed this or if you can think of somebody that might benefit from it, please feel free to share. And like I said, I will be contacting you or somebody else will be very soon. If you have questions, please contact me or the coach that invited you. You don't have to wait for us to contact you if you've got questions already, or if you think already that, yeah, this is something you want to do and you want to chat about that a little more, absolutely. Send us a message and let us know. So I hope you have a great rest of the night. Thanks for sharing your Tuesday night with me, a little bit of it at least, and I will see you around. So thanks so much. Bye-bye.